you don't love me. And there may be someone else. And as I sit alone here at home, knowing what I should do, I find I can't stay away from you. I can't stay away from you. No, I can't stay away from you. No, though I know you're no good, and I'd leave if I would, yet I can't stay away from you.
Welcome to the KQ podcast. We are here March 21st is the day of the recording. Of course, this is pre-recorded. However, this is our second month, Scopey, in a row, if not our third.
I think it's third, man. We should pat ourselves on the back like DIY.
This is literally a world record. We're literally starting off 2024 with nothing but like W's and everything, you know. Now today, I gotta warn everybody watching, including Scopey, I am choosing violence on this podcast. I woke up today and I said, you know what? I am going to just choose violence. And I will show you exactly what I mean in a little while. But before I do, how are you doing, Scopey, man? What's going on with you?
You know, man, I'm doing good. I just got finished streaming. We played a little bit of GM mode on WWE 2K24. I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, I'm finally not sick, and I'm able to just live life normally.
That's good. Health as well, you know.
Yeah.
Health as well, man. And,
also, I want to announce something that's pretty huge for me, and some people in my circle already know this. I don't know if I've told you, so you know, if you don't know, now you know. But I am getting my U.S. passport in May.
Nice.
It's gonna be shipped to me and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Cool,
Thank you, man.
That's what I need to, need to get that situation on my side too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, boy. I got the book and the card because why not? So yeah, man. How you doing? How you feeling? Besides feeling like an agent of chaos.
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to keep alive. You know, I haven't got a haircut. My cousin and I, our schedules just haven't mixed. So, I got a little I'm trying to grow a little bit, you know what I'm saying? About to have my hair like Roman Reigns real soon, you know?
Yeah. Right now. No, don't judge Isaiah's look right now, leave his Eddie Guerrero thing alone, right?
Or judge it. I don't care what you do. If you want to do as a matter of fact, don't judge me for my hair. I'm going to give you something to judge me for in a little while. Okay? Okay.
It's Judgment Day.
Right.
So, if you want to go ahead, Mr. Chaos, and start off strong, kick us off. Let's go.
All right.
Tell them what we're gonna talk about.
All right. First, before I do anything, I want to make sure I set the tone and set a clear understanding. I like LA Knight. I am a fan of LA Knight.
Are you sure?
I think he has a place in the industry.
Are you sure?
However, he is average. He's an average talent across the board. Hang on, before I keep going, I gotta drink.
Oh no! Yo, editor, blur that out.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, it tastes nasty. Actually, really does. Matter of fact, I actually drank it yesterday. I got water in here right now, but I wasn't gonna buy another one, but I will tell you the ice pop one is the one I had. I had bought two. Actually, let me explain. I did not buy two. I ordered from DoorDash. I was gonna get Celsius, which I know I shouldn't have, but whatever. I was going to. I guess they didn't have it, so instead, for some reason, they gave me Prime, two of them. Okay, I tried the ice pop one. It tastes horrible. Like it literally tastes like medicine. Like back in the day, you used to have cherry medicine. That's what it tastes like. Then I had this Meta Moon one. The Meta Moon one is okay. But it tastes literally, it's like medicine. It's like, slightly favored, but very nasty.
Editor, blur out the fact that he's drinking slur juice right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ingredients. We got like stuff I can't pronounce, filtered water, coconut water, and then it just goes off. Forget, we got chlorine in here. I don't know, man.
Wait, really?
Was this hydrochloride?
Sodium chlorine?
No, but hydrochloride, and a bunch of other stuff, man.
Oh man.
And-
Also, that was a joke for people who don't know. He's not drinking slur juice. I'm just being Scopy.
I mean, he's not far off though. So, anyway, back to what we were talking about. It's very fitting that I brought this drink up because the person that is behind this is responsible for what would be LA Knight's biggest career achievement moving forward. That's within reach. Okay, is defeating someone like that. And it'll be a nice moment for him. He deserves a title run. Now, the thing is, he's not a world title, like a world champion contender, in my opinion. He's not a talent that's worthy of being considered that type of talent. Not saying he will never get a world title in his career, but I'm just saying I don't think he can be that player. Before I continue, I want you to what's your initial reaction to what I just said?
I would say valid, justified. But I'm also gonna say real quick that who really looks like a main eventer, immediately into their career, like a year in with a hot buzz, of course we all want people to be holding the biggest, best title that they can because we're fans of them. But you do have to give them a mid-carder title to see how it goes, and build up their portfolio in the company and stuff like that. So, just to see how they would be as champion and that kind of, they've done it for a while. So I'd say that's valid. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. All right, now that would be correct for someone perhaps that was 30 years old, 31 years old, 28 years old. The man is 41. Am I right about that? 41 right now?
He's 40-something.
40-something.
Looking 30-something.
So that's a big reason why I say he's not a world title contender. Like, he may sneak in a run at some point, but I definitely would give it like a 30% chance that he does, 70% chance that he doesn't. And now I'm going to get into why, because a lot of the talk that you and I were talking about was The Rock and, about how similar their styles are. And,
yeah.
I got to tell you this. First of all, LA Knight is a victim of circumstances, okay? LA Knight first started his journey as a professional wrestler in 2003, okay? Mm-hmm. We're in 2024. I'm not going to get on him for taking this long to get recognition. He's not a guy that has family in the business. So, he had to work his way to where he's at today. He had to run in TNA. I'm not coming at the guy. Like I said, I am a fan of LA Knight. I'm a fan of his journey.
Are you sure?
But the sad thing about LA Knight, if he would have emerged into WWE as he is today in 2005, 2004, 2006, around that time, you could make a strong case. A strong case for LA Knight being one of the top guys. I would say he's more talented in some ways, and maybe a lot more ways than one. Perhaps more than John Cena, someone like that. So at a time, I could see LA Knight being a top guy, but his skills, you cannot take what he has now, which would be good for like the Rock's era and eras like that, and put it in today's era. You just can't do it. It does not have the same effect. I guess a good analogy for me, I know you don't understand baseball, but will be somebody like Derek Jeter. Okay, Derek Jeter is my favorite Yankee of all time. He's the Yankees' all-time hit leader. He's perhaps the greatest Yankee of our lifetime, our generation. But if you took Derek Jeter's play as he was in his era and put him in today's MLB where guys are throwing 100 miles per hour, I don't think Jeter would have been as effective in his career, right? Now, if you took Derek Jeter and he began his career in this era, he had the same resources, the same tools, the same precedents, then I think Jeter would have adjusted just well. That's how I see someone like The Rock, for example. The Rock's time period, it just wasn't the same. They didn't have the same resources, the same training regimens, the same requirements when it came to being like high flying, technical abilities, right? I took the liberty of going on and making a list. Here are 5 guys I would say that were from The Rock's era who were definitely better than him in the ring, but the gap wasn't incredibly huge. I'll give you 5 guys. Shawn Michaels, definitely better in the ring.
Okay.
Kurt Angle, Chris
Definitely.
Jericho, Eddie
Okay.
Guerrero, Chris Benoit. And I hate to say that guy's name, but whatever. You could argue maybe Edge, but Edge didn't really come into his own during The Rock's time. Okay, so The Rock, give or take, top 5, top 6 wrestler in the industry. You want to argue Triple H, their styles are very similar. I think The Rock had more athleticism. He was a better seller than Triple H was at the time. Okay, so there you go. The Rock's there, top 6, right? Now let's talk about those that were better than The Rock on the mic.
Stone Cold. That's
No.
it. Yes.
No. Stone Cold is very one-dimensional. And I love
No.
Stone Cold.
It's The Rock. It's The Rock.
Okay, you could argue the people that were in the Rock stratosphere in terms of being on the mic. Shawn Michaels was very good on the microphone. Triple H very good on the microphone. Stone Cold very good on the microphone. That's it. Those guys are there. They're definitely not better than the Rock on the mic, but they're in his stratosphere, right?
Yeah.
Let's go on to LA Knight.
Yeah.
About the comparison to the talent today. So I'm going to go in-ring competition. Stop me when I'm wrong. Ready?
Wait.
In terms
Better
of-
than LA Knight?
That are better than LA Knight, correct.
Okay.
In the ring, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Jey Uso, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Ricochet. This one you could argue Roman Reigns, but I do think Roman Reigns is better than LA Knight. You could argue.
He might be, honestly. Like, he has his own style.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to gauge, really, what all he can do, because a lot of wrestlers, they find their niche, and they're just like, okay, we don't need to do everything. Let's do this.
So I'm not mad at you if you argue Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre. Come on. Not only has he shown the ability to fly, he has the technical ability, the brawling ability. Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, definitely. But you could argue that too. I'll accept that. Ready for this one?
Okay.
Bianca Belair.
Oh, man. Dude.
Ready for this one? Rhea Ripley.
I'm waiting for a third.
Now, Damian Priest. You could argue, okay?
DP?
And you could argue that one too. But I didn't even mention NXT guys. I didn't mention mid-card guys like Pete Dunne. You could argue I would think is better than him as also in the ring. I didn't even mention Chad Gable. I didn't even mention AEW guys, but I'm not going to mention WCW guys.
Gable is like Kurt Angle 2.0.
Exactly. I just named you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plus, because I didn't even name some. There's still some other names that are, if they're not all better, at least 90% of them you pretty much can't deny. Am I right about that?
I would say I'd like to add somebody else that I thought you were going to mention her name, but you didn't, Isaiah. I'm kind of mad.
Go ahead.
Tiffany Stratton.
Very early, but I could see that. And not only that, she got 15 years on LA Knight. Right?
Didn't you? Wait, I thought she started off as like a cheerleader or something.
I'm not. Well, I mean, like she's like 15 years younger, so she's she's
Oh.
so,
Yeah. So her max potential is
way
arguably higher than LA Knight's.
Exactly. And that, like I said, I didn't mention guys like Pete Dunne. You could argue Sheamus. You could argue quite a bit of people. Okay. Although The Rock, if you took his skill to today, his style would not do well in today's era. But during his era, you could only name maybe 5. You could argue Stone Cold. You could argue a few others. But roughly 6, 5 around that range. During his era, that you would say he was better than The Rock, right?
Let me ask you this: is Taker better in the ring than The Rock?
At that time, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. But you could argue that. I wouldn't be mad if you said Taker. I would not be mad if you said Taker.
Because he's a big man like Drew. Yeah. He can fly. He's proven it. He almost concussed himself, but he proved it.
Later on, he.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad if you said Taker.
Keith Lee.
During today, if you want to get to AEW guys,
he used to be.
I didn't go Bryan Danielson, Edge. I didn't go. I gave him a break there.
It's fine. So
you can name maybe 30 if you include AEW.
What else you got?
Okay. Now we're going to talk about on the mic for LA Knight. This one, don't get me wrong, he has really good mic skills.
Yes.
Not really great, but good.
What's his GM promo rating?
Okay. I don't remember. I'm sure it's 5. It should be 5 because but here we go. Ready? Cody Rhodes, I would say better on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz. At his best.
No, we're judging now, buddy. We're judging now. We're not judging at his best. We're judging now.
I mean, he's been at his best, even like when he had that promo with him, face to face with LA Knight. But you could argue that one, okay? Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Don't you say no. Drew McIntyre. Don't you say no.
I can't say no because I've been supporting him on my bookings video. Cheap plug. Check it out on my channel.
Randy Orton.
I don't know about now.
I mean, he hasn't really cut a promo recently, but like
he kind of has since he returned. It's I mean, it wasn't super hype. It was kind of simple to the point.
Okay, I got one for you. Definitely CM Punk.
Oh man.
Okay. Sami Zayn.
Now, yes, no, yeah. Well, maybe his entire career.
Right.
Maybe.
So I'm not even going to go ahead and name guys like Paul Heyman, which obviously he's he's a manager, but obviously he's
a Hall of Famer now. It's illegal.
Yeah. Roman Reigns, you could argue, but I'll give you LA Knight.
Kevin Owens.
There we go. Kevin Owens, another one. Like there's a lot that not a lot, and compared to his ring skills, not a lot that are better than him on the mic. But if we want to include AEW wrestlers like earlier, of course, MJF, Edge, Christian, like it goes on and on. Okay. What do you have when you name at least 10 and the mic skills change 6 that are better? What does that put you? Not elite. You're average in the ring. You're average talent. There is a place for you. We need guys in the mid card like LA Knight. He's a great mid card talent. Great mid card talent. But he's not. I believe he's overrated in a sense by people like yourself. People like War Torn, I believe. I don't dislike LA Knight, but I think we need to pump the brakes. One thing he has going for him is the fans are behind him. But as we're seeing with guys like Sami Zayn was hot last year. You didn't see that the reaction to him beating Gunther. There was a strong portion of the crowd. Of course, they were just pulling for Chad Gable. It wasn't anti-Sammy, but it was more pro Chad Gable.
Yeah.
But once that happens to LA Knight, because it's going to happen eventually. Eventually, the crowd's going to die down. It kind of has in some ways. They got a massive pop the other day.
It's kind of the nature of things.
You're gonna exactly. So, the thing is, and it's not his fault, right? When I say victim of circumstance, he just sounds like The Rock. That's not his fault. But what really made me have this thought about LA Light, as I call him now, is because if you take his promo on any other show, I mean, it's fine, right? But when you have The Rock on the same show, so within 2 hours, I'm hearing The Rock cut a promo and I'm hearing LA Knight cut a promo. They sound the same, but The Rock has shown there's a major gap between the two. Okay.
Is there?
I'm not even going to argue The Rock being the GOAT on the mic. I don't think that's one of our topics, but I feel like next month, do I got to argue that, right? I don't even think I have to.
I mean, you might for people that are actually diehard Stone Cold fans.
Yeah, I could see. No. See, Austin, I just wouldn't put him there. Now, more popular than The Rock, you could argue that one. But on the mic, I think there's only a few that you could put in the conversation with him. But we'll talk about it another day. But long story short, that is my case. This is why I call LA Light maybe instead of LA Knight. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
That's my conclusion.
Okay, so you're done?
I'm done.
Okay, now let me raise to you my counter argument to all that. Okay. Let me talk to you.
Maybe.
Let Mr. Scopey preach some gospel on your punk ass.
Sure.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right. So, you say he's a great mid-carder. We do need great mid-carders, right? I agree. Technically, the Intercontinental Champion is a mid-card championship, but Gunther could arguably be now a main eventer, right? A world champion, right? We want to see Imperium versus Bloodline, right? That's been a thing for 6 months or more.
Yeah.
So there's that thing. So like, people that knew Gunther, they knew he was going to be a big deal, right? If you saw him in NXT UK, huge matches. Him and Ilya Dragunov were like killing each other. And yeah, so, but he's younger. I think he's younger than LA Knight by like a few years, or not too much. I think he's like in his 30s.
I'll fact check that.
All right, bet. Let me know.
36.
Okay, so yeah, he's a few years younger. But Gunther's like he's got that big man. He's got his niche, right? LA Knight does too, right? And here's the thing, man. What do you want to see LA Knight do in the ring to make him better in the ring? Like, what do you want? What do you want?
It's just very average. I mean, it's just very average. I don't see anything that really fits with today's talent. Now, like I said, take his ring ability in 2005, 2004, 2006. He'll be right there in the mix, right there in the main event scene.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Mhm.
Well, here's my argument to counter that, right?
Mhm.
We don't need everybody to do all this crazy, super impressive, oh my God, my socks are off my shoes, my underwear's on my head somehow type of moves and spots and all that crap. He jumps up to the freaking top turnbuckle, does a superplex. Cool, nice. Pat McAfee does the same thing. Cool. They're around the same age.
Yeah.
And he's a throwback to an era that is like highly, highly renowned as one of the best eras in pro wrestling history, the Attitude Era, right? People love that, It's kind of a breath of fresh air, even though it's not really, because the Attitude Era exists, But like, I'm also going to raise the fact that, I don't know if you saw it, but he did an interview with somebody from the UK. I forget his name, his channel name. I watched it. I might link it in the description later on whenever we post this. But in that interview, he mentioned, and I'm talking about LA Knight, he mentioned that he was only a face in the very beginning of his career, and after that he was a heel for the rest of his career until he got to WWE. This is his first time being a face again, so this is literally his second time being a face.
Yeah.
This is new territory for him, right? He's been a dickhead heel the entire time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of new to him, transitioning from bad guy who does bad guy things to bad guy who's cheered on, kind of sort of. He's kind of almost like Stone Cold in a way.
He's like an arrogant face, like.
Yeah, like.
I mean, that's
There's a couple guys that's doing that already,
MJF, there's Jericho, around those, those kind of guys.
Jericho. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, it's a nice it's a nice change of pace for him, I'd say, and I do think that they missed the ball with the U.S. Championship and LA Knight.
Yeah,
I was as much as I hate the U.S. champion, I would love to see that belt get taken from the guy.
It would have been his moment.
And I would love to see him fired, but this ain't his show. We're not talking. He's not on the topic. So, but like I said earlier, man, I think that would be a great opportunity for him. I don't know about beating Gunther, right? I think somebody who's, I don't know. I think somebody else should beat Gunther.
Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, something like that.
Gable, I thought Jey Uso should have beat him, but plans changed that night. They just ended up having him. Yeah, and also, I would say that there's actually, I know for a fact right now that there's no plans for LA Knight really, so that's why he's kind of fizzling out.
He's just fighting AJ Styles. He said that's the match for him. Which that's an okay match. That's okay.
Yeah, like there's I mean, to me that story's a little bit underwhelming.
It is.
I'm just like okay.
It's a mid-card feud. Yeah,
like AJ came back and he was heel, and it was like, oh snap, and then it's like this, and I'm like,
yeah.
So he wants revenge on the Bloodline, but he goes after LA Knight, who also wants to beat the Bloodline up, and Randy Orton wants to beat the Blood. Hello.
Everybody.
So I'm gonna blame creative on that. HHH, you kind of fumbled a little bit on that one, Chief. Not gonna lie. But yeah, and now in ring work, yeah, again, simple stuff is fine. I'd say it's not too simple. He's got his own spots, the announce table spot. People were into it. They love it. Yeah. They're entertained. Nice, great. And the funny thing is, you mentioned The Miz earlier doing his best work right now. When he had that feud with LA Knight was like, the funny thing is, people thought that was really great work that I did with The Miz, but I think that's the worst work I did, and that's his best work. So it's kind of so whatever. But I think he's cool. He's a nice throwback. He likes to he doesn't really like to plan promos out. He likes to feel them. So I think that gives him an edge in his promos. And I think we should have a little segment. It doesn't even have to be a match. It doesn't have to lead to anything. It's just a little segment. Promo war. Rock versus LA Knight.
Oh yeah, we can
run it. Let's go.
RIP LA Knight. I'm sorry. But look,
maybe, but then we can really see how big of the gap it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. That was a really nice long way of telling me you agree with me.
I don't know about that, man. I'm just saying we don't need a try hard ass Ricochet every freaking everywhere. We don't need Seth Rollins everywhere. We don't need whoever else you want to throw in.
Look, some of the names I mentioned, like Drew McIntyre, he's not high flying everywhere. I guess you like Randy Orton, like there's you asked me, I was thinking about your question. What do I want to see from LA Knight? Like in the ring, that would make me kind of like throw on him more.
Yes.
You know what I think he lacks? And not entirely his fault. I'm not saying this is his fault, but every guy that we mentioned, like Randy, Edge, guys like that, they have something like a takeover mode, if you will, like a comeback mode,
Yeah.
And like in Roman Reigns matches, world title matches, there's always like that moment where they have a takeover mode and like, oh shoot, maybe we're gonna actually beat Roman Reigns. Yeah, they call it comeback. I call it takeover because it's like you get into another zone,
You're in the zone, yeah.
And there's guys like Finn Balor has that, he does the kick to the to the corner ropes.
Most like talents that they want to look strong. Most of them have a comeback.
Yeah, Randy. LA Knight, does he have one? Because I don't know. He does that. He does that ambidextrous punch thing.
That's kind of weird.
Does the jump and the suplex. Yeah. Does the slamming your head off the table thing.
His comeback is he does some things and then he like does that what is that suplex called? Like he lifts them up on his shoulders and it's like almost like a power slam, but
yeah.
Maybe it's a power slam. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah. No, where he does to the head.
That's up for the LA Knight, yeah,
Yeah, he has.
I would say that's his comeback for now. It might change into something. Maybe he hasn't thought about it, bro. Maybe he's just like,
I'm sorry, but when you're in your 40s, you gotta figure that out. Look, if LA Knight came into the industry right now and he was 25 years old, 30 years old, 31, 32, 33, 34, even 36, I would say, you know what? He has a future.
Right.
Very short. I'm not. He may even squeeze in a world title run at some point. It may happen, but I just don't see it. And for me, when we're talking upper echelon guys, or even like top 5 in today's world, like you gotta be able to have a world title run in you. Like that's like. I don't know, man. I just don't see it. Like, for example, LA Knight style kind of reminds me of, like, say, Triple H a little bit. Maybe a little bit of, like, Batista. Like, we're going to that era with The Rock, like I was mentioning earlier. But see, Triple H, like, for example, every time he threw a punch, and it's scripted, but it was with, like, velocity. Like, every time, if it wasn't real, it looked real at times, right?
Yeah.
It's just nothing that – he doesn't have a bag. If this is basketball, like, there's some guys that have, like, a bag of tricks. He doesn't have a bag of tricks. It doesn't have it. He's just there. He's just in the ring. The Rock had a bag of tricks even during his era. The kick up, the the punches and the boo. You know what I'm saying? He had that. Right? Like
Okay.
It's nothing really there in the ring. On the mic, but it's just,
so what if in a year from now he shuts your ass up and he's just like pulling out all these things, and then you're just like, okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Knight. I'm sorry, Mr. Megastar.
I will gladly get on here and apologize. I will,
because I can't really disagree with that too much, because yeah, you're right. But I also want to say,
selling ability, no selling ability,
Oh.
No selling ability either.
No selling ability.
No. No, very, very vanilla, like basic.
Come on, pal. Come on.
At least The Rock, like even The Rock's selling ability back then would be better than LA Knight's right now,
Come on, pal.
Big time. I can't name a moment where LA Knight had like a really good like selling moment. I just can't name one. I don't even remember if he did sell. Unless you're talking about selling Slim Jims, he did pretty good with that. He did pretty good with the Slim Jims.
I'd say he did sell well in the Bray Wyatt feud and his Roman feud.
In the ring?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I would say so.
I don't know.
I think you're being a little harsh because you want him to be Seth Rollins Jr.
No, like he could be.
I don't know, man.
Like Randy Orton. Randy Orton has his bag of tricks, man. Randy Orton, like I'm trying to think of some guys like in his like realm that like Sheamus, for example. Guys like that.
He's another topic for another day because he took a while to get over with the crowd, and I think he's in his 40s. I mean, like really. You could say the bar.
Like when he first came into the scene, I think he had a pretty good amount of momentum. It's just that it died down for a while. It died down.
His world title run was an accident.
When he became a face and like that while like that, I think he lost a lot of that momentum.
Yeah. Like I said, that's another topic for another day because it's kind of I don't know. They're kind of sort of similar in that stance.
Yeah, and you know what? But then it goes back to the age thing. Like if LA Knight started when Sheamus started age-wise, then we have something.
I just want to know. So I'm gonna say some things you didn't say in this podcast, but you've said to me before. You said he's a carbon copy of The Rock and Stone Cold. Yeah. And I just want to know why it's okay for all these luchadors to copy Rey Mysterio, all these other people to copy HBK and steal The Rock's moves and shit, but when the LA Knight does it, it's bad.
Yes, because they are individual characters, I would say.
Oh.
Maybe you have a point on the lucha wrestlers, and that's why we haven't had another major lucha libre star since Rey Mysterio, because of that same reason. But when you talk about stealing moves is one thing. Like The Rock stole moves,
Yeah.
Everybody stole moves. Like, you're going to just naturally steal moves. I'm not going to get on him for that. It's the same exact style also as The Rock. Like, if you watch SmackDown fully, like when The Rock was there, just recently, you had The Rock and then you had LA Knight. It literally it's just the same style. It's not even the sound so much. It's the same style, same everything.
I don't know, man.
I don't think it's so much of a bad thing. Too much, but when you have The Rock on the same show, and like that's when it really puts everything into perspective, like just how much, So I never got on him too much for that, and I'm not quite getting on him too much for that. But when you have The Rock on the same show, it's glaring. It's just you can't miss it.
I just need them to be in a segment together.
Mm-hmm.
And then CM Punk interrupts them both and just, full heel.
Yeah. I Rock better than CM Punk on the mic as well. When I say The Rock's the GOAT on the mic, I mean it.
Okay. He's getting real spicy.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if I had any question about that, which at times I did, that segment Friday cemented it, man. Like he can adjust to any type of style on the mic, you know.
He was a literal tweener.
Yeah.
Honestly, I still question it these days because, you know, when CM Punk gets in his ways, he cuts a damn good promo.
He does, but man, The Rock's been doing it for so long, so many different eras. Even there's
even a promo he cut on The Rock, where he scorched The Rock.
He
like
did.
CM Punk scorched him.
There was moments where he did, but then The Rock just reminds everybody, man. He just reminds everybody who the hell he is. If it's not on TV, it's those videos, you know, those 20-something minute videos.
Where he doesn't have any profanity limitations.
And then there's, you know, it's just the ability to entertain, the ability to make us laugh, the ability to make us think he's a despicable human being. Like, and literally in the same segment, the way he did on Friday. Like,
yeah. It also helps that people just think he's an egomaniac.
Yeah, and then the crowd was losing their minds. You know, they were going crazy for him. You know, the whole time he was a face and a heel in the same segment.
At the same time.
In the same segment, bro.
Name one time somebody done that.
And then I really believe he kind of adjusted because, you know, how can you predict that the fans are going to go crazy like that? And he kind of cut like a relatively face promo until he got to Cody. You know, so like. This is what goats do, you know. This is don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say he's head and shoulders above CM Punk or even like Cena in his later career. You know, later on, like early on, I don't think Cena was that great, but once you hit like 2011, you know, he started getting into his bag.
Yeah.
Austin,
don't get me wrong. Dr. Thugonomics is pretty good.
It was all right, but you mentioned Austin. I love Stone Cold. Character-wise, yes, but promo-wise, I don't know if there's ever, you know, he has a style.
Come on.
I can't name a time where he cut like a crazy promo. Like he's just Austin, you know, like just how he is great. But I don't know if like specifically skill-wise, Mike, I don't think so.
He's never been put in that positions though, really.
He was the face of the company for many years, you know.
I mean, like The Rock, where The Rock was like, "Do you want to boo The Rock?" Like they didn't really do that with Steve.
They could have. He went heel.
They could have, but they didn't.
So you know, it's just, bro. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can have a debate. And by the way, I don't want to mention his name. But you can mention Flair. You know, you can mention Paul Heyman deserves some mention, even though he's not a wrestler. He deserves a mention. But
nah, that's illegal.
One thing we notice with most of them that we just named, they all have like one style and it works and it's great. But like, how many of them could like run a gauntlet in terms of promos? You know, like I could be entertaining, I can make you laugh, I can make you hate me, I can cut a serious promo, I can, you know, like it's how many can do that? You know, I don't think there's many.
Not many, but I can name like two right now.
Go ahead.
CM Punk, The Rock.
And even CM Punk, like, has he ever made you laugh? Like, you know,
sometimes, yeah.
Once in a blue, but like, is he like, you know?
That's not his point to do that, really. I think he cuts more serious promos.
Yeah, and so like, you know, that's where again it goes back to just The Rock being able to do all of them, you know, and at such a crazy high level. Like it's just, you know.
But The Rock make that effort, to do it.
You know, the only, you know, and one of these days, one of these shows, we're going to have a GOAT conversation about who's the greatest of all time.
Well, me and you are both going to say it's The Rock, so we're going to need some guests.
You might be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
You might be surprised. Because if we're taking into account the entire spectrum, the entire careers,
Isaiah's about to say the current U.S. champ.
You cannot look past Triple H.
You can't.
Because
who made The Rock's rivalries great?
Triple H. Yeah.
Stone Cold Triple H.
Yeah. And then forget the in-ring, like just the in-ring ability alone, like in talent-wise, he's always near the top. I never thought he was like the number one in anything, but he's always like top 3, top 4, like his generation, everything, right? Mm-hmm. However, you got to take into account your entire effect on the business. And you got to take into account what he's doing, like as a booker, like how much he's impacted the next generation. And nobody's has had as much of an impact on the business like Triple H when it comes to in-ring competitors.
I mean, let me just say, the current guy in the WWE right now, Cody Rhodes, his favorite wrestler is Triple H.
Yeah, for a good reason. Like it's just, I mean, he was able to also play a good face, good heel. Now, talent-wise, let's just have this conversation. Let's go for it. Are you with it? Are you with it?
Man.
You with it?
Let's save it. We got more.
How about we talk just talent? Because I want to shock you before this man gets named in something.
Okay.
The biggest wasted talent, but when you talk about ability alone in ring, I'm going with, I hate to say this man's name because I don't know what the deal is because he hasn't been named still, but Brock Lesnar. 2002, 2003. Those 2 years on it, the ability to wrestle somebody like Kurt Angle and put on a 5-star match, technically, the ability to hit 5-star shooting press. He had a high-flying ability at one point in his career before he nearly killed himself.
Yeah,
power-wise,
there's a whole story about that. So go look into it if you want.
The only thing he didn't have was mic skills, obviously, but I feel like if he would have stuck around long enough, those would have developed.
Yeah,
it's just he didn't love the business. He didn't. He still doesn't, probably. But if he wanted to, it was his to take. Just in ring, there was nothing he couldn't have done at that time. Nothing. He had it all. The power, the ability to fly, the selling ability too. Early on in his career, was really good. I mean, yeah, it was him. Unfortunately, he may be a POS and will go down as the most wasted talent of all time, in my opinion.
I'm not gonna speak too much on that. I'm just gonna leave it there. Because we don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but okay. So we'll get deeper into that at a later time.
Yeah.
Not sure which podcast, but we'll try to get some guests on that want to talk wrestling with us. With the main beef of the sandwich out of the way, what do you think would be the best possible outcome for WrestleMania 40?
Okay. Now, this is where it gets kind of crazy. I want total chaos. Big surprise, right? Here's my prediction and what I also feel like would be the best outcome in this case, okay? So I believe The Rock and Roman Reigns will win the tag team match night one, okay? Not saying they should or shouldn't, but I just think they are. Somehow they're going to figure a way, whether they're cheating or something, they're going to win, okay?
Yep.
And then I think what's going to happen, night two, opening match of the night, Drew McIntyre is going to defeat Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. Okay? Maybe Damian Priest cashes in. I don't know. We'll see. All right, but that has no effect on what I think is going to happen next. Or maybe Seth Rollins beats Drew McIntyre and he's cashed in on it. One way or the other. I think that's going to set up a chain of events. I think Seth Rollins is going to feel really salty that he lost his title. And he's going to probably blame Cody at a later time for not coming out to help him when he's been helping Cody. I think Seth Rollins is going to turn on Cody Rhodes in the main event. Some way, some form. Him and Roman Reigns are going to be beating down, Cody, and maybe Solo and Jimmy, whatever. I believe Jey Uso.
Okay.
After his match, will come out. He will be getting beaten down again, or maybe he'll get a little bit of momentum going. Who knows? Yeah. The Rock comes out. The Rock appears like he's going to align, of course, with Roman Reigns and with the Bloodline. Mm-hmm. But instead, he comes to the aid of Cody Rhodes. We get a double turn. Seth Rollins turns heel. The Rock turns face again. And this all leads to The Rock and Jey Uso perhaps clearing the ring of the Bloodline and Seth Rollins. And it's only Cody and Roman Reigns is left to go. And one way or the other, Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns. He completes the story. He does it on his own. And The Rock effectively put on that right now. That's what I think would be the best WrestleMania.
Okay, that's your best possible outcome for WrestleMania 40.
That's how I feel.
Honestly, mine's very similar,
Mhm.
minus the Seth heel turn.
Okay, I can see it.
I just want either way, your outcome
Mhm.
or my outcome, Seth not turning for the main event.
Yeah,
I'm with it. I'm with
Yeah.
it. Now, since we got the main event out of the way, yeah, I think Drew should win for sure. He definitely should beat Seth Rollins. I think he just deserves it, man. I don't even like we don't praise Seth Rollins already when we talk about LA Knight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
We've praised him before in the past. I've praised him on my channel and my bookings videos. So you know, ain't nothing wrong with Seth, man. But Seth's good. Seth is established.
It's just time, you know. He's
Yeah,
had his
yeah.
run.
Yeah. Drew, his time is now.
Yeah.
Now Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I think Rhea should go over.
Yes.
Becky's established. Rhea's established, but she needs that extra
She
push.
needs those moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Beating one of the four horsewomen. Easy. Let's go. She's cemented. She's got it.
And I believe she defeated Charlotte already, right? Rhea Ripley did.
Yes.
So that's 2 out of the 4 horsewomen.
Out of the 4, yeah. And 3 of them are in the WWE right now.
Yeah.
You know, shout out CEO.
Facts.
So there's that, and then, man, I forget what most of the card is, other than those matches and AJ versus LA Knight.
So you got Jimmy and Jay.
Okay, Jimmy and Jay, yeah. Okay, so that's their dream match. Honestly, people say Jimmy should win, and I think the popular vote is for Jay to win because he's Jay. But when you look at what Jimmy has done since turning heel, turning face, turning heel, turning face, turning heel, back with Roman.
A mess.
Yeah, he needs. I agree. He needs something.
I agree. But
I'm not gonna say he needs to beat Jay though.
No.
I think Jay needs to win that match.
Yeah,
Because Jay that would help out Jay
Yes.
break free from the brothers. You know, because Jimmy's been screwing up all of his opportunities every time. So
and then that's the thing. Like you can't have Jay like keep getting
screwed.
The short end, and then he doesn't complete his start. That makes him look like a buffoon.
Like where's the main event part in the Jey Uso? Huh?
Yeah. So you need him to win this one for sure. I mean,
Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy should try to get a feud going with some like maybe he could try to start a feud with Drew McIntyre.
Something like that.
Maybe he could win the title or something down the line.
Because the win won't do it for him, you know. The win won't do anything for him. Like beating Jay, it just won't. Like you can't just have him be booked how he has and suddenly he wins. It's not going to mean much, you know.
Yeah, we're just gonna be pissed off.
Yeah. So no, definitely not.
And not the good type of pissed off. I mean, like
we'll
bad
be
heat.
like raging because like what the heck?
Yeah.
And they planted some seeds, by the way, like for them to reunite at some point. I don't feel like that's too far away. I think maybe within a year or so that might happen. So
I don't think it should come that soon, honestly. I think it should be delayed further.
I just feel like we'll see what happens if Jey Uso could keep going. Like if he fizzles out a little bit, If he fizzles out a little bit, then I think maybe that'll be the time that they put them back together.
I think they should give them a few years apart, establish themselves as individuals, and then come back as a team.
I'll take that.
So yeah. Other than that, what else is on the card, man?
We got, of course, LA Knight and AJ Styles.
Other than the matches we know,
LA Knight should win. All right, I think he should win. Just putting that out.
Yeah.
We also have the tag team stuff going on. We don't know how that's going to plan out yet.
Ooh, that's what I forgot about. The is it a 6-way tag team match? Yeah, the contestants are not decided yet.
I definitely think it's time that Judgment Day pass it along. We don't know who's going to be in that match, but I think it's time.
Okay, all right. Now, speaking of Judgment Day, I think the outcomes are good, man. I don't really care too much about the other matches unless that is all the matches.
I mean, of course, you got the triple threat match with those three. If
Who?
this guy wins that triple threat match between Randy and I will lose my, he can't win that match. I think it's going to be Randy. I really do. I think he's going to have a little run with that title,
It wouldn't be bad. I would be okay if Randy or KO won. Either way.
Get it? Randy RKO.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So, well, anyway, speaking of Judgment Day, when and who should Damian cash in the Money in the Bank?
It has to be Seth or Drew. It has to be. You cannot, no matter how this goes with Cody and Roman Reigns, and Cody better win, and I think he is going to win. If Cody wins, you cannot have it end. By the time the next Money in the Bank comes around against Drew, Priest, and if Roman does beat Cody, you cannot have that title end with Damian Priest. It's just I like Damian Priest a lot. It's Puerto Rican, New York, we have that connection.
Shout out.
But you got to consider his age as well. I think somebody young either want to beat Roman Reigns if it's not Cody, but it better be Cody. I think it is going to be Cody.
It better be Cody. Goddammit.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think the plan was going to perhaps maybe be that at first, but I think with the Cody movement and everything.
Yeah. Although I'm not saying I want this. I'm not saying I want him to cash in on Roman Reigns. I agree with your cash in choices. It's got to be one of those two, just for some chaos. But they have been teasing a Judgment Day versus Bloodline feud for a while.
I'm down with it. I just cash in. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about the cash in.
Unless you have a failed cash in, but I feel like that would be such a letdown after all this time.
Yeah. That would suck. I want to throw in something that it's not my idea. Matt from Assemble, the YouTuber.
Yeah.
Check him out. Good guy. Good channel. Good content. He had an idea in one of his Q&A videos where Damian Priest waits till the last minute on the next Money in the Bank PLE to cash in. So that it's kind of like, oh my God, like he's cashing in on the last day. Like this is his last chance to make something happen.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I don't think that's ever been done before, has it?
No, never.
Yeah, so there's an opportunity to make history right there.
Yeah,
of course, WrestleMania stuff is going to make history, but like that's new, different. It hasn't been done. So yeet. Now keeping the topic of Judgment Day going. Should the Raw and SmackDown tag titles be split up? And do you think they should just be redesigned / renamed to something else?
I think they should. I think if anything, maybe because I don't know how you would really split it up. I mean, I guess you could, but it'll seem kind of forced if they just had one title be defended randomly. But I think you could do something similar with what they did with Roman Reigns, the Universal title, just combine them as they were and give one brand another title. But at the same time, I say yes and no, because the last time we had split title reigns, how many tag teams can you have on a single brand, and how many can you use on the same show? It seems like I know the problem they had with the women's division once upon a time, where if you weren't chasing the title, you were just doing nothing. So that's my only worry. But I do feel like at times, we should have had 2 titles, but it's hard to say. I wouldn't be mad either way. Honestly.
I'll say if they unify them, I will be mad. I will. Because you've got 2 shows that are huge, SmackDown, Raw, right? You got all these tag teams, and the tag team division seems like it's getting some love finally.
There's depth,
Yeah, since last year's WrestleMania, actually, it's kind of funny, Not saying it wasn't really before, but more so now. There's more emphasis on the tag team division.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when you got Raw and SmackDown, you got all these tag teams coming up. You're not unless you add another tag team title, which why would you? Because there's already 4. Why would you waste these guys on just because you try to push them and then you feed them to Judgment Day, and you kind of know what's going to happen, even though they're really great, Yeah. And it's not, you're not like, God damn it, screw you, Judgment Day. No, you're just kind of man, I wish they were split up so that there would be more opportunities for these guys. For same thing with the women's division. They need a mid card title.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have unified the tag titles.
Mm-hmm. The thing is with the tag team, with the division right now, I feel like there's a lot of depth now. There's a lot of good teams, but I don't know if aside from the Judgment Day, that there's a team that definitively I feel like should have a tag title run. Like that need a tag title run. I think that a lot of them should, but I'm saying that need one. I don't know that there is. Profits, yeah, and the Profits would be like you could argue DIY, but I think aside from the Profits definitely could, need one. But then where's their competition?
Right. You could also argue they're new, but New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate, be done.
They're ascending. A lot of these teams are ascending. I just don't know if they're
Creed
there.
Bros.
The Creed Bros, definitely. But they're just like they're there, and we're trying to see which one's going to stand out.
Yeah, they're building. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, New Day. Hey, you can always give them the titles.
Yeah, it's just you got to think like we have a full year feud. So like how many times? Because we'll be back in the same situation. Remember when it was always the New Day and the Usos, and it was constant. At some point it just became redundant. Even right now to an extent. Like the Judgment Day have faced pretty much everybody, so it's like everything's rehashed.
That's why it's kind of a good thing that we got teams building now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get to a place soon. We're just not there yet.
Hopefully, maybe KQ might pop in.
And maybe the 6-pack challenge could really establish something. Establish who's gonna be the standout. Who's
Facts.
Gonna really. We'll see what happens.
Facts.
I like the Creed brothers big time. I think the Creed brothers are good. I think
they're pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
New Catch Republic. I like them.
Yes.
I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even watch Tyler Bate on NXT.
I didn't.
But when he came to SmackDown, I was like, oh snap! This dude got moves. He got his own style.
He's a short king too.
He is. Yeah, man. Real quick, wasn't there a WrestleMania? I think it was last year where they had. Maybe it was the year before, but there was a tag team 4-way match or something with Braun Strowman and Ricochet and Street Profits versus I think it was Alpha Academy on WrestleMania. Am I talking crazy?
I don't know if it was last year, but I know they definitely. I mean, they typically usually do these multi tag team matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of remember.
You know the match I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that match went hard, dude. What happened to Braun Strowman?
I heard something there were some health issues, some nearly. I don't know if I don't want to over exaggerate. I heard it was pretty bad though, major. I don't know if he almost.
I hope it's not. I hope he's okay.
I did see that he's getting better, but they said something that he nearly lost his life or something crazy.
Oh man! I'm just gonna say that life needs to leave the Wyatt family alone.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude! Don't even. No way. Can't have that.
That would suck, dude. That would suck. Okay, well that sucks, man. But I don't know why I never looked into that, but I was just for a while, I was like, dude, I saw him live with Ricochet.
Yeah.
At a SmackDown, and then he's just gone.
Yeah, it's been a year now, right? Or maybe more.
It feels like it.
Tell you what, the health, you see what these wrestlers are dealing with. You see, I don't know if you heard about Kenny Omega, but he also really bad health scare, and he's out of action for a while. He's probably going to be out of action for a while.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, the same thing that Brock Lesnar, where he nearly died.
He has to go on a certain diet.
Yeah,
protein diet or something.
He's going to be out for quite a while. So, yeah, man, health is what you see that these guys are in peak shape, but none of us are prisoners. We all have the same prisoners. Well, we are all prisoners to our body in a sense, and none of us are exempt from health issues. So, always want to make sure you're doing your best.
Facts, and they're doing it all for our entertainment. Damn it!
Yeah,
you better be nicer to them.
Yeah, big time. Speaking of that, bruv,
What's up?
One thing I want to talk about too, and
Okay.
I know you don't know too much about him, but Will Ospreay. There's been a lot of stuff going. Who was it that said? Was it Dave Meltzer that said he had like better charisma, better in-ring talent?
Yes.
Like that?
But Dave Meltzer is also the same guy that said Kurt Angle never had a 5-star match.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer, bro. That dude has during the Royal Rumble time, he had like maybe 20 reports on how the Royal Rumble was going to go, and hoping that one of them were right, and none of them were. So Dave Meltzer is, he's a bit. I'm not going to bash him too much. I know he has some history in like wrestling and some credibility, but he's losing it by the time. But he did say that, Will Ospreay had more charisma, better ring talent. Let me tell you this: if you don't know Will Ospreay, he's had a lot of great matches, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen most of his matches. However, if you want to see why, yes, indeed, he does have better ring talent. For example, Cody Rhodes' cutter, the springboard cutter, that was Will Ospreay's move. That came from Will Ospreay. He's the one that invented. I don't know if he invented that move, but he's one of the first, or if not the guy that made that popular. And Cody, took it, and it's fine. And Will Ospreay kind of like called it out, but he didn't, make a big deal. Will Ospreay seems like a guy that really cares about the wrestling industry. However, the charisma part is a bit extreme. As with anything in AEW, the amount of charisma, the amount of storyline, like just that part of the business, they completely miss, in my opinion. However, in ring wise, yes, there is things that this man has done. So you want to see Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. You want to see Will Ospreay most recently versus Kyle Fletcher. That was like there's things you'll see in that match that you've never seen before.
Kyle Fletcher is Kyle from NXT, right? Like the Adam Cole's group.
I don't know. He wasn't in that. No,
different.
He was actually his teammate, Will Ospreay's teammate in Japan at one point, I believe. So, and they're best friends, and they put on a crazy match, man, just unbelievable.
Okay.
Another match too.
Again, my apologies to the viewers. I do not watch AEW. No. I don't have cable in my room, so if you got something to say, it better be chill.
Yeah.
Or you can 1v1 me.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you that's a conversation for another day as well. AEW is so frustrating to watch at times because I want to like this company so much. I really want to like this company. And I do watch it. So I'm giving it the best chance possible to win me over. It's just the story, like whoever's writing these stories just needs to really get fired or something. I'm sorry. It's just like there's no continuity. Like they completely destroyed the aura of a face and a heel turn. That's supposed to be one of your weapons with storytelling. It's supposed to be a great moment. Like Daniel Bryan has turned face and heel more than the Big Show's entire career within the past 4 months.
Damn, bro.
Like it's so frustrating to continue. There's just none. There is none. Like they had. I don't know if I told you. I think we were talking about it a little bit. It's called the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, right? So you had
Scissor me daddy.
Yeah. So they were, it was the Bullet Club Golden and the Acclaimed. That's the name. They were feuding for several months over titles, right? Then randomly, out of the blue, they said, you know what? We're going to pair these two teams together. And now they're a stable together. They're 6. They call them the Bang Bang Scissor Gang now. Right?
Bang all over you.
It was just so random. You had Billy feuding with his sons for so long. And suddenly, they're just linked up together. They're great again. They're fine. And then maybe a month later, going back to last week, they split up again, and now they're feuding again. It just makes no sense.
If anybody recruiting from AEW or maybe even WWE is confused, I can give you a translation. Basically, Isaiah is saying, hire him. Hire KQ.
Yes, please. And it's a shame because in ring, far and away, these matches, like they blow WWE out of the water in terms of like on any show. Like you're going to see a great match, if not multiple top-notch level, like things you haven't seen before in the ring matches. Like yesterday, I saw it was a street fight between Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Like those 4 put on probably the best street fight I've seen, male or female, within the past 5 years. It was just insane, and I recommend watching that match as well. Like, really good. It's just the storyline wise, like they just don't have it whatsoever. It's just not there. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because I want to like this company a lot. Like, I want this company to be great.
It's another outlet. It's another source for wrestling fans to check out and have more wrestling. Who doesn't want more wrestling?
Yeah, it's better for everybody. It's better for the talent to have more jobs and more places to get paid. Like I think Mercedes Monet, like you said, shout out CEO. I mean, this could be a misinformation, but they said something like $5 million a year, for 5 years. Like, that's a pretty good contract. And I don't think that would happen if it was only WWE in the picture. Like, cause at least with this, you could go ahead and you could just start a little bidding war and get the money that you guys, the wrestlers deserve. I think it's just good to have, but they just have a lot to build on. They have a lot, let's see what happens. Like,
I do want to interject and say that there was a pay-per-view that they had last month, I think, AEW, and Toni Storm was on there, and she was doing her British accent thing, her whole whatever that character is, and she had, like, I forget the lady's name, but she was dressed up like Toni Storm was in NXT, the red and black Harley Quinn. That was great. Like I was like, oh my god, like Toni Storm is I've always liked her, but I was like, yo, this is hilarious.
Yeah, and they got some good characters, man. They have the formula is there, bro. They have, like, character wise, there's some that are good. Like Toni Storm is a great gimmick right now. Like, that's really, like,
like she literally told one of the interviewers to just fuck off, bro.
Yeah. Bro, they got, like, Swerve. Swerve is somebody to check out if you haven't. He's gonna
hit roll.
Yeah, like, he's doing some crazy things right now. He's starting to gain, like, major momentum as a face. He's did a little face turn.
I heard that feud with Keith Lee was pretty booming.
And then they had the Hangman Adam Page. Now that one, man, those two
that one kind of built up more.
Yeah, like the matches and the pairings are good. It's just there's no continue. Like, it's almost like they just book for this particular storyline,
no continuity,
cancel, and then book another one. Like, it's not like a continued development, like, character wise.
It's not the MCU, bro.
Nah, exactly. Actually, good, because there's continuity. Like, here it's just
storytelling.
It's almost like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode. Like, you could just jump in and watch any one. It doesn't matter. Like, maybe that's their point. Maybe they're trying to do that. I don't know, but that's what it is.
Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Step it up. Isaiah wants you to step it up. I agree with Isaiah because I'm blind to the whole, whatever. I don't watch it, but I agree.
I'm gonna try to get you on. At least you gotta see those two fights. Those.
I mean, if they're on YouTube, I can watch it.
They should be. They should be.
I watch segments from now and then when they upload them on YouTube. I do watch some, like 5%, 2% of the product when I can.
Darby Allin, like, he's really fun. Like, they got good characters, man. They do got good characters. It's just like Darby Allin, for example. This is, like, the best source of continuity. Like where it's continues. So Sting, of course, had his last match, and now you have Darby Allin coming out with Sting's bat. Like, that's cool, man. Like,
hey,
that's cool because he gave him the end to his career, and of course now Darby Allin's gonna climb Mount Everest.
And then jump off of it.
He might, and the thing is, like, it's just there is good parts about it. It's just that story wise, like, just watching it week to week, watching a full show, it's kind of a drag at times. It's just a drag. It's just frustrating, annoying. But match to match, we're gonna have Will Ospreay at the next pay-per-view versus Bryan Danielson. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. And
BD gonna go crazy.
Yeah. And after you see that match, you're gonna see it's like,
if I can.
You see, like, the Kyle Fletcher versus Ospreay, you're gonna be like, damn, like, I need to see this guy versus Bryan, man. I need to see this dude versus this guy, that guy. In ring, definitely. Now, charisma, like I said, not that he's bad, but Cody is, Cody's completely skill, and he oozes, like, charisma in a way. So,
not that what I'm about to say, not that anybody else doesn't do this, but Cody literally thinks about every promo word for word.
I believe it. And you can
down
tell.
to the last like verb, noun, whatever he's got.
And his character is pretty much him, It's like
He's him.
He's a good guy, He's a good person, and that's why I feel like he's gonna get the best out of this feud. He's gonna be established, and we'll see where he goes from that, like how his title reign will be, like how much he will carry the company, how long he will carry the company on his back. There's no question the company's gonna be on his back after WrestleMania. So
for real, man, for real. Sheesh, man. But yeah, I think that's a good podcast, man. We got it in. We're like an hour and 10 right now, almost an hour and 11.
Talked about it last night. Hopefully we can get some timestamps. That's one thing I wish I would have kept track of, because I know there's been a couple.
A little bit way easier. Just plug it in.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get some timestamps at some point.
Definitely will.
Yeah. So hey, man, I think we did good.
I think we did good. I think this is another enjoyable podcast. If you can watch this in one setting, shout out to you. But we're not. I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch this beginning to end, honestly, like if you're at the end right here, put your Cash App down, and I'm gonna give you $5. First person.
Let me see your ones. Put the ones up in the comment section.
You got to comment one. Yeah, comment just one. And the first person, I'm gonna Cash App you $5. All right.
But yeah, shout out to you. And even if you just put this on for what and you just go to sleep, thank you for the watch time.
Yeah,
it helps. But yeah, with that being said, leave a like on the video here. Comment something that you just want to talk about, that we talked about, or just want to talk about wrestling. Go ahead. We have access to this channel, so either I or Isaiah would get to you. So yeah, let's talk down in the comment section. Let's go. This is not just a podcast for us to talk about it. Let's all talk about it.
Request something. What do you want us to talk about next time? Like, I'm totally down for suggestions. I'm totally down.
Facts, man. We bring in the content, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
If you bring the love, we'll bring the love. You know what I'm saying?
So, with that being said, we hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. We certainly enjoyed it, even if we disagree on LA Night.
That's the best part.
Exactly. So we gonna get it in with another podcast sometime. We say next month, or
let's see. That's up to the comments below. But if they don't push us, probably next month. But if you push us, maybe we'll be back. Maybe we'll be back in 2 weeks, a week. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, you gotta push us. You gotta push.
Depends, because I got that bookings video to do.
Yeah.
So
maybe we'll get Marty involved next time.
Maybe Marty, maybe Roki.
Yeah, maybe Roki. Yeah. Dang, I wish he was here. I know he's that guy too. And War Torn, yeah, I tore him apart. What you gonna do about it?
She's gonna ask you to 1v1 her in WWE 2K24.
Okay.
So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next KQ podcast. Peace.